Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This time I'm going to show you the use case of Gradio, where I use Gradio as a user interface to link with a large language model, especially the local model. And the main purpose is to have the user interface, which I can manipulate in local environment. I can modify, I can use it, I can even in the future to upgrade it. I have already tried like Streamlit, but Streamlit it is a very highly configurable. You can change a lot of parameters, and of course, with the help of large language model, you can quickly create the code and run it. Okay, it's an app, and you can see multiple examples in the Streamlit website. It's very useful. You can also try that. But today I'm going to show you another one. It's called Gladio. The reason I'm coming to Gladio is because I see some examples that some of the developers are using Gladio to create their app, either to interact with a model where you can chat with the image, chat with video, and also the language model. Okay, so it actually shows very good appearance. I find it very interesting, so I'm now exploring it. So basically, in my use case, I do not use the Olama interface to link with a large language model. I use the LLM Studio because LLM Studio sometimes I can check the log. Like on the left-hand side, I can check the log, see if there is some problem, I can debug quickly. But it's optional, right? You can change to link with your language model API, okay, with Olama, with LLM Studio, is optional. Okay, you can choose based on your use case and your preference. So here I use LLM Studio to load the model and be ready. And after the assistance of large language model, I created two applications based on Gladio framework. You can see here is the chatbot and the chatbot one. The difference is that the chatbot version is totally based on the creation of ChatGPT and some manual modification to improve the code and to debug it. The second one is based on the creation of Cloud. Okay, Cloud. This is also a very popular platform now. But later you are going to see there are some difference. And without going to the detail of the code, first of all, let me tell you how they look like. On the right hand side, the first page is the LLM Studio chatbot. The name, of course, is you can name it whatever you want. This one is created by ChatGPT. Okay, so my first prompt is to code to show chosen SP500 stock price trend with chosen time horizon. It actually produced the code, okay, and the answer seems right. You can try the code. If the code is not working, of course, you can iterate the discussion with the model. And on the right hand side, you can see this is a different kind of design. Okay, so the prompts I used to ask the language model are basically very close, except that in cloud environment, I ask it to add some features. First of all, I want the improvement of the UI, user interface, to look better. Second, I want to see the code output. Of course, this is just a test. I know that in order to run the code, you need an environment, you need a lot of things to be set up. Simply on the browser, it just does not work. But eventually, I just want to see how it designs the interface. So let's come back to the left-hand side. So basically, their proposal of the code, okay, the structure, are similar, okay, from the GPT model, from the cloud model. Let's see the GPT one first. Okay, so the basic setting follows the design of LLM Studio. Okay, how to call the client, how to send the system message, and there is also the function to actually chat with the LLM Studio. Okay, as simple as that. So a good thing with LM Studio locally is that you do not need to mandatorily fix your model. Okay, you change the model you load in the LM Studio app. You don't need to change the code. It is adaptable. You just call it whenever you want with the model you already loaded in LM Studio. Okay, and then the Gradio chat interface part is very simple, just several lines of code. Okay, so I think after you learn more about Gladio, you can of course change it, like the UI, like the functionality, and so on. Okay. Pay attention to the right hand side because at this moment I only tried to submit the prompt and get a result. Okay. Like undo, retry, clear, retry already tested, it is okay, but like undo and clear. For example, if you already prompt the large language model, I think it's quite impossible to undo the prompt. So basically, I think the undo and clear are very similar. Okay, it's just to clear your user interface because once you prompt the large language model, the record is there. If you see the verbose log, you are going to see everything. Okay, let's see the cloud version. It actually incorporated more modules. Okay, and of course in the first part it actually preferred to do the configuration. Okay, which is quite different from the GPT version. It actually set up all these system variables. Okay, either you are using Colab or in local environments. Okay, in some cases it's quite convenient to set the system variable in the beginning. And the format of the history, like the functions are more. Right, it's not just the chat with Studio. The chat part, the function almost always similar. However, you ask the large language model to produce, and it has more functions, right? Like handle the history, execute the code, and to process the message. And this is the interface. You can see now the interface has more details, which make it look better. Yeah, I think to work on the interface, you can work on this part of code and to improve it. And now I really have a problem about the execution of the code. Okay, it actually gave me this part to execute the code. Okay, but it is not successful. So I guess in the future projects, this should be what I work on. Okay, I either to bridge the code generated with some environments and let it produce results. So this is the code and this is the result. Okay, so basically you see I think from my point of view, I think the right hand side UI is more organized than the left hand side. Of course, if you break down to different windows and you need to check the different elements if their layout is meeting your demands. Okay. However, I still think the right hand side seems the fonts are bigger, and you see there's highlights of the window title, right? And of course, there's an option that you can actually change the window size to display. Okay. And on the left hand side, it's kind of rigid, the design. Yeah, but for the prompt box, of course, you can change. Okay, these are just some details you can explore later. So basically today, I just want to show you that if you want to build a local user environment, user interface to interact with your local models, Gladio is a very good choice. You can try it out. If you have any problem, if you want to discuss anything, feel free to leave a comment. And see you next time. Bye bye.